So box number 6 is this nice little hexagon box, although it can be, as you well know, whatever size you want it to be, with that cute little fastener that just opens out like this, okay? And then just folds down. Nice little trinket box, maybe on a bedside cabinet to put your earrings or your rings in or your watch if you take those off at night. Cufflinks for a gent, you know, you can change the panel to make it look a bit more masculine, although I quite like that geometric for men's anyway. All right, so let's start with this. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at the resize files, but I've also drawn out the net for the basic box. So you have a box base, which is your hexagon. You have 2 sides that are shorter than the rest. That will become apparent as we build the box. So let's put all the side pieces in place first. Then you have these pieces which are the same as that, but they have this extension on because that's going to be the reinforcement bit that goes behind. And when I first looked at that, I thought, have they done this wrong? Am I supposed to have 6 like this? But actually, once I made it, it made sense. That piece is going to go on there. That piece is there. And that piece is there. Now, what is absolutely crucial is that these 2 smaller pieces are diagonally opposite each other. Okay, they must not be next to each other. They've got to be opposite each other like that. All right, that's really, really, really important. Right, so let's start gluing these down then, first of all. So I'll move all these pieces out of the way like that. Let's get our tweezers into play. So I'm going to stick all the pieces onto this hexagon first of all. Can't even pick them up. Right, there we go. So I'm going to glue this onto there like that. And I like to work over the top of my net just so that I make sure I don't go wrong. And then another longer one. Like that, and you need to be accurate. And then a shorter side. Like that. So 2 long ones and a short one, and then repeat. 2 long ones and a short one. Following around clockwise, okay? Turn it around that way because it's easier for me to see. And that's the danger. When you turn it round to make sure that you can see, always put it back so that it works on top of the net. Because it's important that you get those 2 shorter sides in the right place, okay? Right, and then the last side piece on here. Which is directly opposite each other, okay? So what I'm going to do now is glue the sides together. So let's work in order again. Start at the top and work our way around. So I'm going to bend this tab back slightly so that I can bend this up, and then I can see where my perforation line and my straight edge meet each other, okay? Tuck that in. I'm going to get that side straight. Oh, I've missed a bit off that one. Let's put some tape on there. Thought I'd done all of those. I thought I'd done really well. Missed one. It's all right. I'll let myself off with that. I did do a lot. Like a lot. Like 55 metres of red liner tape. I ordered it and then I was like, oh, I don't know if that'll be enough. And then I thought, no, add an extra 2 rolls in, Melanie, just in case. And it's a good job I did. This is, by the way, just so that you know, a 9mm red liner tape. I will try and remember to tell you that in the education, because that's important. If you get like 3mm or 4mm, you've got to start putting loads of layers on, and that's not fun for anybody. So I always like to burnish it down as well, and that makes it easier to lift off. And it also ensures that your tape goes right to the corner. Right, so I'm going to stick this down. Try not to double up on red liner tape. So if you've got a little bit sticking over the edge, try not to fold it back, because what it'll do, it will create bulk. And you don't want bulk, you want one layer that's all even. You'll end up with a little ridge in the side of your box. And then when you come to put your decorative panels on, they won't sit flat. So it's worth taking the time. Then we're going to do this one. So the next side is going to go on here. Now it's getting a little bit trickier to get your hands inside, so manipulate the card any which way you need to make it comfortable for you. That one's going to go on there. And then the last piece is going to go in here. Okay, so we're going to stretch this out, push that underneath. Get our sides lined up. So I've got my fingers inside the box now, like this. So I'm holding that. And then I've got some control when I push that up there. Okay, so now we have this, but with the sides attached. And then these are going to tuck inside, all right? So the 4 reinforcers are going to then glue inside that box. So 1. Give it a good press down. And 2. Like that. Gently pushing those in straight, and just get your nail, your tweezers or your poker tool in and just make sure it's nice and straight. Number 3. And like that. And number 4. And like that. I'm going to press that down. Nice and sturdy. Okay. And then I'm going to put it back in place the way it was before, like that. So I've got 4 sides that are reinforced and 2 that aren't. And you'll be able to see, because you'll be able to see the perforation lines at the top. Okay, so the 4 that have got the reinforcers tucked in have got the perforation lines at the top. And the 2 that haven't, the shorter sides, are just still a raw edge. So this is where your lid comes in. All right, so you're going to put, this is your side reinforcer for the side that didn't have one in the first place. Okay, and that's going to push into there. But the first thing we're going to do is fold this over. So this is lid 1. So you're going to put glue on the inside of here, and I would use wet glue for this. It's too big an area to start messing about with red liner tape. So wet glue for that. Fold that over. Make sure it's all lined up nicely, especially the aperture part here. This is because I've used too much glue. I've got it all over my hands now. So just take your time at home. Give it a good press down. And then set that one to one side to just start to dry a bit while we do the other one. Oh, come on, you little monkey. There we go. Right, so then this is lid 2. So again, wet glue. Just scratch it on, try and get as close to the edges as you can. Take a bit more time than I am. Okay, then we're going to fold that over. Same thing, give it a good press down. Okay, well that one's going off. We can go back to this one. So now we're going to put glue on this side, okay? Because that's going to fold over. So we're going to put glue on the outside of this. So, nice coating of glue on there. And I find it easier when you're sliding something into a box like this. It's much easier to use wet glue than it is red liner tape, because chances are when you're putting your red liner tape in, it'll grab at some point and you won't be able to get it off. So put it in straight like that, then you can push it right down to the bottom. And then press that down firmly. Like that. And then this one, you're going to do the same thing, because that's going to fold in like that. All right, so you want your glue on the outside. And that's going to go then opposite this one. Slide in there, straight. Get rid of any excess glue that you've got. It's going to use too much. Push that right in. Make sure it's right down at the bottom. And then lay it flat and just press that down nice and firmly. And then that will slot inside there and your box lid will close up like that. Okay, so it just slots into itself. If I open it out there, you're able to see that bit there slots into that bit there. Now, there are another couple of pieces on here that I want to talk to you about. This is an optional layer. So you've got your 2 hexagons here, and that would stick as a decorative element over the top of here. So if you wanted to do a gold fastener, maybe something like that, you would then just glue that and it would wrap around there. So that's your optional layer. And then this is your base reinforcer. So I would absolutely recommend that you put that in, because one, it'll strengthen the base, but 2, it will keep its shape. It will help it keep its shape. So you're going to pop that in. Now they don't join together. You just score along the perforation line, and that will just sit inside your box. Okay, but then that is a really nice, cute little box. Maybe for a piece of jewellery or a few chocolates, something like that will be lovely. And then when you decorate it all up with your choice of panels, of course, you end up with something that's really sturdy and a fabulous little gift box. And I say little, but of course it could be any size that you want, up to the size of your mat. Okay, I'm going to go on to box number 7 next.